Hey Bombshells, let's get to curling. This tutorial is on curling your hair using a flat iron. Let's begin. The first thing you want to do is take a small section of hair. I'm using about 1-inch sections. You don't want to use a bigger section than the flat iron you're going to use. To curl the hair, start at the root and flip the hair backwards and feed it through the flat iron. Curling your hair with a flat iron is going to work just as well as using a curling iron, almost better. To me, the curls last longer, and this is the perfect way to get that Kim Kardashian flip back curl that girls go crazy for. This method is super simple and very quick. Feed the hair through the flat iron, turn the flat iron backwards away from your face, and it's going to give you the Farrah Fawcett type curl. Let's do this one more time. I'm taking a section of my hair, starting at the root, flip the hair backwards, and I'm turning my flat iron slowly backwards as I feed my hair through the flat iron. Watch how my wrists are slightly bent to help make the flat iron turn better. Slowly, I'm feeding the hair through the flat iron. And you see how the hair slides through the flat iron? That's because my hair was previously flat ironed. That's going to make sure I don't run into any kinks or bumps, and the flat iron silky smooth glides through the hair. Take your time, wind it backwards, and a beautiful curl is soon to appear. Like so. The flat iron I'm using is an FHI Platform 1. It's a 1-inch flat iron. It's ceramic plating and it gets up to 450 degrees, and I have it on 400. I did use a Sebastian Shaper Hairspray prior to this as well. Once again, I'm just feeding the hair through. This is so simple. Sometimes you might get some ends that don't curl, but that's because you weren't taking your time. You see how I'm holding on to the hair until I work every little piece through? That's going to ensure that you don't get those kind of curls where it's curled and the very end is bent. That's horrible. Take your time, feed it all the way through, and then hold it there for a few seconds so the curl is perfect. See how I hold the curl in my hand? Don't mess with the curl. Let it sit for a few seconds before you pull it apart. I also want to show you how to do the opposite side. It's exactly the same method. This time we're turning it still away from our face. One thing I want you to notice is how sometimes some pieces of hair will fall underneath the plate of the flat iron. If you look carefully, you'll see how sometimes pieces will fall down, and I'll have to pick those pieces up, like right there. I have to pick it up and place it back onto the plate. That happens, but you want to make sure you pick it up, because if you don't, it's not going to curl perfectly. You're going to do the same thing as you did on the opposite side of your head, slowly feeding it through. Don't go too slow, but don't go too fast, because if you go too slow, then you will get crimps or indentions in the hair from the flat iron. So you do want to go at a more steady pace. You're going to turn it backwards, let the flat iron set the curl for a few seconds, and remove it. Voila! A perfect curl. Bombshells, we've approached the end, the bang, the easy part, because there's not much hair. You're going to do the same thing for the bang. Turn it backwards and let it sit. This is the part where you do your hair and you're like, okay, it's coming together, it's coming to life, I see it. If the bang is not perfect, it's ruined. Also, it's good to note that the perfect Farrah Fawcett Kim Kardashian flip back bang is only going to work if your hair is cut to make the right bang. It all depends on how your stylist cuts and layers your hair. You're not going to get that perfect bang unless it's cut correctly. That's just something to remember when you flat iron your hair and you're like, why isn't it looking like Forever Natalyn's hair or whoever inspiration you're going for? It has to be cut correctly. Once it's cut correctly and you flat iron it, you'll see it curls so much easier, faster, and it's going to pop out and just flip back. Bam! Hair is laid, honey.